Hey everybody, this is Aaron Whitehead. Welcome to Learn to Play the Piano. This is lesson 15 in a series of short lessons. In this video, we'll focus on chord progressions. A chord progression is a series of chords played together. To keep it simple, we'll start with some easy chords. Let's look at the chord progression C, G, A minor, F. If we were to look at the most straightforward way to play this chord progression, we would use all root chords. These are called root chords because the name of the chord is found at the bottom of the arrangement. So a C root has C all the way to the left or at the bottom of the chord. The next chord would be G with G at the bottom. Then we have A minor and then F. But notice that when you play it this way, you're jumping around the piano a lot. This is not necessarily bad, but it makes it hard to play it smooth with your hand jumping from chord to chord. To make this chord progression easier, we're going to apply what we've learned in previous lessons about inversions. Remember, inversions are just a different arrangement of the same three notes that make up a chord. Now before we look at what this chord progression would look like using inversions, there's one thing that would be good to know. Anytime we start moving from one chord to another, it's always important to know which fingers to use to play each chord. So to accomplish this, we number each of our fingers, and the numbering counts away from our thumbs. So we start with our thumbs being 1, pointer fingers 2, middle finger 3, ring finger 4, and pinky 5. Now let's look at how we could play the chord progression C, G, A minor, F using inversions and also paying attention to what fingers we use to play each chord. We'll start with a C in root position and use fingers 1, 3, and 5. That's our thumb, our middle finger, and our pinky in our right hand. From here we're going to move to a G chord. But rather than jumping to a G chord in root position, let's use an inversion. The notes that make up the G chord are G, B, and D. And since we already have a G in our pinky, let's use that as our anchor. No need to move that G. So now we look at where the nearest B and D to make up the rest of the G chord are, and we see that they're right here next to our C and E from the C chord. So we're going to use this inversion with B at the bottom, D in the middle, and G on top. And we'll drop our thumb down, number 1, to get that B, and our pointer finger, number 2, is right there on the D already, so we'll use 2 for the D. Our next chord is A minor, which uses the notes A, C, and E, so let's look at where our nearest A, C, and E are to make an A minor chord. Well, we know we just came from C and E on our C chord, so we'll go back to that C and E, and all we need is an A, which is right above our G note, so we'll put the A up there at the top. And we'll use fingers 1 for the bottom, 2 for the middle, and 5 up top, or you could use 3 for the middle as well. And our final chord is F, which uses the notes F, A, and C. And you can see that we already have an A and a C in our A minor chord at the bottom and at the top, so all we need is an F note, and there's one right above the E that we have from the A minor, so we move up to that F, which gives us an F chord with C at the bottom, F in the middle, and A on top, using fingers 1, 3, and 5. And chord progressions typically repeat the same chords over and over, so from this F we would go back to the beginning C, using the C that's already in our thumb as the anchor, just lowering the 3 and the 5 on F and A down to E and G. And we hope you enjoyed lesson number 15, and if you did, you might also enjoy our book, which is now available on Amazon or our website, thepianochordbook.com. And we also have an app available on iTunes and the Android market, and we hope you'll join us next time where we'll focus on creative things you can do to play these chords with your right hand. Thanks, God bless, and see you next time.